and Entrepreneurship 1. Mr. Prime Minister, Minister Saadawi and Stafid, welcome on stage. The global shapers of East Jerusalem, Gaza, Nablus and Ramallah.
To introduce the Palestinian startup scene, also Amani will introduce Your Excellency, the Minister of Entrepreneurship, Mr. Osama Al-Saadawi, as well, for his vision statement to follow. Amani, please.
Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Amani. I am an entrepreneur and a global shaper from Palestine. Welcome to you all. I remember the first day that we all sat down, all shapers, and started to discuss how we can improve the economy of Palestine. And then we all agreed in one sentence, which is, we need to understand where we are standing now so we can build from there. We figured out there is in Palestine, the people who are youth represent 60% of the total population. From all these people, if you are going to asking about education, 98% from them, they are educated. Palestine has more than 14 universities, 18 university college, 20 community college, and all of that, they generate more than 3,000 engineers in all of Palestine. They all work in multiple sectors, especially the ICT sector. This sector represents more than 7% of the GDP of Palestine. These people work in international and local companies. And actually, let's talk about the global companies who came here, especially to invest in our companies, especially to invest in outsourcing companies, and to bring projects here to Palestine to give more jobs to those people. We started also look about the ecosystem of entrepreneurship in Palestine, and we figured out that the growth rate of startups in Palestine increased on an annual rate of 34%. And we asked about these people. Who are these people? Most of the average age of these people are 27 years old people. And then we asked them about the female. We want to hear more about women empowerment. And we figured out the representation of women empowerment is 23%, which is a really high percentage. It is actually higher than New York and Singapore. And we are really proud of that. Oh, there is one more thing I want to mention. I'm sure that all of you saw all the branding of the conference, and definitely you noticed that there is a bird there. Did you see it? Yeah. The bird. It is actually in the logo. It's there. Yeah, this is the logo. If you ask me, what is this bird and why we chose a bird to represent entrepreneurship in Palestine, and I will tell you why. This bird is not an irregular bird. This is the Palestinian bird. And actually, the name of it is Palestine Sunbird. We chose it because of its color. Look at it. It's really beautiful, and even that it has many colors. And this is the Palestinian community. We are really diverse. We are actually really diverse, but even with that, we work with harmony to present our best. We chose this bird because it's a fly on the land of Palestine. And when it's fly, it doesn't care about the walls, the boards, the checkpoints, any of that. And this is what we believe in. We believe that there is no limitation for the Palestinian innovation. Yeah. And finally, we chose this bird because we want to present the freedom of economy. We want to present the new era of entrepreneurship and empowerment. And by that, let me introduce to you Mr. Osama Al-Saadawi, please, the Minister of Entrepreneurship and Empowerment.
Thank you, Amani. Thank you so much. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. دولة رئيس الوزراء الدكتور محمد شتية، أصحاب المعالي إخواني الوزراء، عاطفة محافظ بيت لحم وقياداتها الأمنية وسعادة رئيس البلدية، أصحاب السعادة وممثلي المؤسسات الرسمية، أصحاب السعادة البعثات الدبلوماسية في فلسطين، السيد ميريك دوسك مدير منطقة الشرق الأوسط وشمال أفريقيا في المنتدى الاقتصادي العالمي، السيدة شتيفي تشياني ممثلة مؤسسة هوبرت بوردا، المؤسسات والشركات الشريكة الداعمة، الوفود الأوروبية والشركات المشاركة، ضيوف فلسطين اليوم، شبابنا الرياديين، أصحاب العزيمة والإرادة والإبداع، والحضور الكريم كلهم باسمه ولقبه، أهلا بكم جميعا في هذا الحدث التاريخي الكبير على أرض السلام ومهد الديانات السماوية. إنه لمن دواعي الشرف والسرور أن نلتقي بكم في هذه الفسيفساء الريادية والصورة الجميلة المشرقة. من الجانب الفلسطيني، الحكومة الفلسطينية حاضرة بقوة، أعلى تمثيل يرأسه دولة رئيس الوزراء ومعه كوكبة من الوزراء والمسؤولين على أعلى المستويات التنفيذية. القطاع الخاص الفلسطيني حاضر أيضا بقوة، مؤسسات وشركات ونقابات واتحادات وكافة أصحاب العلاقة بتكنولوجيا المعلومات والريادة والخدمات المالية والبحث والتطوير.
Your Excellency, the Minister of Entrepreneurship, and thank you for Amani. And now, you are the source of inspiration. Your Excellency, please, the Prime Minister of the State of Palestine, Dr. Mohammed Shtayyeh, for his keynote address to the conference.
Thank you. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صباح الخير لكم جميعا. يسعدني جدا أن أكون في هذا الافتتاح مع كوكبة من إخواني الوزراء، وأشكر جزيل الشكر لمعالي أخي أسامة السعداوي، وأرحب بشركائنا من القطاع الخاص جميعا. اسمحوا لي أن أنقل مداخلتي من اللغة العربية إلى اللغة الإنجليزية تقديرا واحتراما لضيوفنا القادمين من دول أوروبا المختلفة. مرحبا فيكم جميعا. Well, first of all, I would like to welcome all of you here for this very distinguished day for Palestine. In the name of my fellow ministers and in full partnership with our colleagues from the private sector, I would like to thank the organizers of this very unique day in the history of Palestine. To have this really very distinguished names, I looked at the list of participants. I was very impressed to see all of you here. And I think this is a very important message from you, the entrepreneurs, from the Palestinian entrepreneurs, from the spirit of partnership that we are trying to create.
المعرفة إضافة لتطبيق المعرفة، كيفية استخدامها والسرعة في نقل المعلومة. فبالتالي احنا بنأكد على كلام دولة رئيس الوزراء انه احنا كشعب فلسطيني نمتلك العقول ونمتلك الخبرات، ولدينا من المعيقات من الاحتلال الإسرائيلي ما تحتاج إلى مجلدات. وبالرغم من ذلك الحكومة الحالية تعمل بطريقة بدون شعارات، وإنما تطبيق على أرض الواقع لبناء اقتصاد فلسطيني والاعتماد على النفس. احنا بالأمس القريب احنا امتنعنا على تحويل مرضانا إلى المستشفيات الإسرائيلية، وبالأمس القريب أوقفنا استيراد العجول الإسرائيلية، وغدا سنعمل على وقف تهريب السيارات إلى الداخل الفلسطيني، إلى الأراضي الفلسطينية. فبالتالي نحن باتجاه استراتيجية لأنه نكون يعني فلسطينيين بيور، ونعتمد على أنفسنا في خلق اقتصاد فلسطيني متكامل باتجاه الانفكاك التدريجي والوصول بالنهاية بالانفكاك الكامل عن الطرف الإسرائيلي. وشكرا.
Thank you. Minister Pasha, please. Yeah, well, I had studied, then I spent 2 years in the German army, then I wanted to go back and study, but I applied for jobs, I ended up at Procter & Gamble, spent a few years in Germany, and then kind of did a world tour with them, which back then maybe not today, but back then was really a great training school. And also got to spend some time in Europe, some time in America, and then ended up in Asia. And then before I took on course, even last year, for 7 years, I've been running Dyson, which was a very interesting journey. Dyson, certainly at that time, and I'm sure still is, was the number one.
Sorry to interrupt. You all know hair dryer Dyson, do you?
Hair dryers, all those kind of things. Was always the number one patent filer in the UK, and for me it was fascinating because I had a chance to work with engineers all day long, which I really hadn't done before. And maybe the biggest thing that you learn is that most great things are ugly ducklings somewhere along the way. And some of the ugly ducklings, by the way, stay ugly ducklings. That's also true, but some of them become beautiful swans. So you learn that if you want to drive invention and new ideas, you need to curate very, very carefully, and in many ways, not make decisions too hard and too early, because then you don't give any space for things to prosper and grow. And at the same point in time, when you make a decision, you pivot. So we always had a belief system, that everything we do, we move at incredible speed. By the way, we still keep moving at incredible speed, but we've already kind of concluded that it's wrong, because the most destructive phase is uncertainty. So we only switch when we know a new direction. And when we know a new direction, we actually switch literally in 2 hours. We'll shut down 10 projects, we'll open up 10 new projects.